So in this video, I wanted to talk real quick about the way how you're supposed to be using your lead arm, the main reasons why using that lead arm effectively going to help you to improve your swing, to create more space, to create direction. That's pretty much one of the main things, or the main reason why we're supposed to be able to work or be efficient with that lead arm in order for us to work on a short and compact swing. I often see some players having problem with that lead arm just because they like to work with a long path to get to the zone, which eventually that's what hurt them to be able to compete with pitchers or against high velocity. It's extremely important to understand that that lead arm is crucial to to be able to compete at the next level. And you often see me talking or doing some drills related with the lead arm for the guy who I have in person, for especially for the guys who are coming into the facility looking for some drills to do before our sessions. And probably after too to do some stuff on your own, you can find some of these kettlebells that I have in the blue bin right next to my cage. If not, the guys who I'm just doing remotely can replace some of these kettlebells with some regular baseball and you eventually can have the same result from it. This is just a little bit more fancy and convenient just because you have like handle that you can just throw the kettlebell and you not have to, you know, start holding the ball. But again, the results are the same. With this first drill, I start with like my kettlebell just in front of my body. Can have the ball, the baseball too as well. Then I'm just wanna swing or throw that kettlebell and work with that toss just from my launch position. I'm not gonna take any steps or anything. I still wanna make sure that I engage when that back hip. I start center at the beginning. Then I transfer that weight into my back leg. I run on the back leg, get into the back hip. And when I'm about to throw that ball, the whole purpose for this drill is to make sure that I replace that front elbow with the kettlebell here, which in your regular swing would be the knob of the bat. And I want to work tight against, no, against like tight with my trunk and try to create some detail patterns, feeling like my chest is pretty much start facing the plate as much as possible. Pretty much me trying to resist that rotation, staying close and just letting the kettlebell working from my body. We often talk about like the bat have to over raise the body to create the sequence that we're looking for to gain speed up to our body. We often get into the trap of just like trying to muscle everything and try to work on a long swing because we're just trying to maximize our bat speed and quickness. It's the key, guys. Like you want to be able to, or you want to make sure that you work on a quick swing at contact. It doesn't really matter how much bat speed you create, how high this number or metric that you have when your exit velocity means if you can translate into a swing that you want to be able to compete at the games, you can transfer all that force, all that speed into the game just because you're not quick to contact. In order for us to be quick at to contact, we have to make sure that we work on a short path to the ball. And that's the main goal from that lead arm. We have to stay connecting between my lead arm and between my trunk to be able to work short to the ball. Again, the same drill in front of my body. I pull that, or I take that kettlebell back like I'm loading across my body, and then I just throw that kettlebell. Again, I need to be able to use the ground to stop that rotation, to resist that rotation, especially from my trunk, to let the kettlebell overraise the body. For this one, the same concept. I'm just adding that movement forward, which we often talk about. Like that's when the magic happens. Start with the kettlebell, with the baseball in front of my body. I start working my movement forward. I I can't stress enough when we're trying to create that movement forward, a positive move. We have to be able to transfer some weight from the back side into the front side, pretty much like feeling that you're moving your center of mass and transfer the weight from your back side into the front side, into a strong front side, of course. That when you swing, and for this instance, you're throwing the kettlebell, you're rotating behind of the front hip. As you guys can see too, I'm still keeping pressure on the back leg, on that back foot. Stay on the ground, staying strong on the front side, and then I rotate from um, the middle part of my body. So I let my trunk work separately from my hip, just because my hips are anchoring to the ground, so I can eventually be quicker, more explosive with my upper half into the right direction. That's essentially the sequence that we're looking for. You often talk about like the hips are the number one because these are the engine, and the trunk is pretty much the transmission. And the way how I capture speed from one to the other is extremely important. I only can capture or transfer speed from one to the other when the first one is fully stopped. That's the only way how can one object transfer force to another object. Is when that first object is fully stopped, and then after that, that type of movement is why I want to help my hands, why I want to propel my hands to gain speed through the zone and be faster with my swing, not with my body. It doesn't really matter how hard do I rotate with my body if I can't control that rotation. Have to ensure that I work with some sort of like decel patterns. Have to control my body pretty much. Again, feet together. I get into my lunge position. Feet together. Load. A lunge. I highly suggest that when you land into this lunge position here, have your backside, your right butt cheek in case you're a right-handed hitter to face the pitcher. So you kind of landing slightly close. Strong and athletic with that lower half over here. And then you throw the kettlebell. It's a lot easier for me to start from this part of my body and keep rotating with the upper half with more speed if I use the ground to be able to stop or to help me to stop my lower half and then work with the right sequence. If you have any questions related how to use the lead arm properly, some drills to do it, I highly recommend to do this one. I also have some drills that you can do with either your training bat or your regular bat. Don't hesitate to use the direct message app and either send me a video the way how you do this drill so I can also help you throughout the week to reinforce this concept and improve the way how you use the lead arm when we're not together, and stay in touch throughout the week. If you have just any questions, just let me know, especially on Slack. Trying to use that app as a group chat to stay in touch as a group, to keep update. I'll keep you guys update when the dates that we have our group calls to break down some of these stuff. Some nights are gonna be some breakdown from some big leaguers, some gameplay, some of your own swings, and we kind of share some thoughts in between each other. I see you guys later.